All right, Annie, let's check out this butterfly. All right, so going back to the beginning. Make sure off that wall that streamline's nice and tight. Squeeze those ears, get the head down between. Try and be as streamlined as front. You can see you're a little bit loose out front. Good kicks. A little bit late on that first stroke. You want to start that first stroke just a bit earlier so that you're coming up through the surface on the first stroke as opposed to being at the surface and trying to get started. Just try and start a little bit earlier. All right, so the first thing I'm going to say is that your kicking is just a little bit off. You want to take 2 kicks in your stroke. You want to have one as your hands are going in and one as your hands are going out. And you kind of have 2 at the beginning. So you have 1, 2, kind of almost have 2.5. What you want to make sure is that your kicks are lined up with what your body is doing. So if you see in this video, we'll just pull, there's a kick, 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 kick. So there's a kick as the hands go in and a kick as the hands go out. So you want to just slow down your kicking a little bit and kind of let what your chest is doing dictate what's happening in your feet. The other thing is that you're a little bit, you're trying a little bit hard to come over the water with your arms. Remember, you want to be nice and relaxed on the recovery. It's just like a snow angel or a jumping jack. You want to bring your arms out really wide to the side, thumbs down, palms facing backwards, and just be really, really relaxed. As you break the surface tension of the water at the finish of the stroke, if you're able to do that with your arms, they should get around really easily, and you won't get in this position here where it looks like you're really trying to get your arms forward. As you enter the water, remember, arms reaching out in front and the chest presses, but the arms stay up. And we'll switch over to the underwater camera because that usually gives us a pretty good view. All right, so you can see, we'll just go back to the streamline. You can see on the streamline as you push off, you're not very tight. You want to really make sure you're squeezing your head, keeping your head nice and still. And then you can see here on this first stroke, you're at the surface and then you start to take that stroke. Just take that one kick earlier. You're going to see that makes it a lot easier to get into that first stroke. And you start off and you've got 1 kick, 2 kicks, 3 kicks. 1 kicks, 2 kicks, 3. It's kind of like 2.5. That last one is a little bit low. What you want to make sure is 1 kick as you come in, get right into that catch, and then 1 kick as you come out. Okay, and that's going to make it a lot easier to keep your hips up. Next thing I want to look at, I'll pull you backwards. I want to look at what your hands are doing after they come in the water. You got the right idea for sure. You're just getting a little bit low with the hands. So hands are entering, and you can see that you're diving down quite a bit. Similar to in breaststroke, you don't want to dive down because now this is all acting as a brake. So the water's just hitting your arms and your face, acting as a brake, and you have to lift up to start your stroke. Remember, what you want to do is get right into that catch. So you can see here, right into that catch out front. As the hands enter, right into that catch out front. This is a really flat stroke. You don't need to have a ton of undulation. This is much flatter, but definitely getting right into that high elbow catch. And you can see that you have a pause out front. So you really want to make sure that you're coming and getting right into that catch. That's also going to help eliminate that extra kick that you have out front. As you come through underwater, remember you want to get in that high elbow catch as early as possible. And really think about pressing the chest. So here's a steeper stroke than Misty Hyman has. This is Michael Phelps. You can see hips right on the surface, chest is pressed, extreme flexibility in the shoulders and the back to get into this position. You can see the hands have just entered and they're all the way at the top of the water. And I think that just makes it a lot easier to keep the body in the correct position. And so I think with a couple of changes, you're going to see some big improvements in that butterfly.